Hey guys, what's going on? Zuko back with another video, another Shadowlands video. What's going on? How's everybody's Christmas? Hope it was good. We got lots of presents. What do we got over here? What's this? Gonna move this. Look at this. We got Cranberry the gnome here. Are we going with Cranberry? I think we're going with Cranberry. What are we doing today? We are gonna do an Elemental Shaman video. Everybody drink your coffee first. Let's take a sip of coffee first. Hold on. Elemental Shaman, and against my better judgment, we are gonna do, for all intents and purposes, we are going to do a standard build here. I gotta get to Vault. Hold on, give me a second. I gotta get to Vault. This guy's crying. He's like, somebody help me summon. On my way. Okay, what are we running? We're running Storm Ellie, we're running Stormkeeper, and we're running Primal Elementalist. Now, I've toyed around with a lot of these other talents. Like, let's look at this. Oh, I got the wrong thing on again. Oh my gosh, when are you guys gonna tell me that I got the wrong stuff on? Okay, we're doing Ellie Shaman. I'm flying. You can see this. Look, this is the last dungeon that I did here. So I did not run Storm Ellie. I ran the Fire Ellie, which was not the point of the build though. But we also ran Magma Totem, which did 5% of our damage. Obviously, in the Mythic Plus, Earthquake's going to be what you're doing. But today we're gonna go. I'm gonna go standard. Okay. I'm gonna. I don't want to talk about it. All right. All right. This is all your fault. You guys are to blame for this. We are gonna go Storm Ellie with Primal Elementalist. We're gonna do Stormkeeper, and we do have the Conduit in. I have Elemental Conduits in. I just have the one, just for Storm Ellie to last longer. We're also running the Vesper Totem Legendary. Okay, I was playing around with this. I've had this before, and I think I disenchanted it before to try and make other ones, but it's really, really strong. And I've been running it on my... almost there. Man, this guy's just crying about it. Holy moly. I ran this on my Resto Shaman, and it's so incredibly strong on Resto Shaman, man. Like, it's just really good. Let me show you. What did we do? We were just running. I was just running like +2s, right? Wait, Theater of Pain. I healed this. So I healed this 13 Theater of Pain, and Vesper Totem did like 1,000,000 damage. Just the first part of it. Look at this. It did 1.5 million. It did as much as my Lava Burst overall, if you're counting, because of the legendary. This second Vesper Totem here is the legendary that we're looking at. So, like, man, this thing is really good. Like, overall, there were moments where I was doing, like, 9k as a Resto Shaman on AoE packs. And I know that there's some builds for other healers. Like, I watched a Holy Priest in one of my last videos. This Holy Priest was pumping like 20k on AoE packs with he was Kyrian with the Boon of the Ascended. So like I understand that, but Boon of the Ascended is a 3-minute cooldown. Vesper Totem is like a 40-second cooldown because of Mechanicos. So we are running Mechanicos. We're obviously running Elemental Shaman this time around. I showed you guys what we're going for here. I'm gonna try and do basically a standard build, but I wanted to look at Flask. I got food. Okay. I wanted to kind of look at this Vesper Totem Legendary as opposed to like the Earthquake Legendary, which is what most people run on Elemental, right? Most people run with the power, this one. When you cast Earth Shock, your next Earthquake will do 120% more damage. Obviously, this is very good. Nothing wrong with it. But we're going to try the Vesper Totem one because this is just crazy. So if you don't know, after your 3 charges of Vesper Totem are expended, it does about 5,500 damage in an AoE, and it heals. And the healing of this just cannot be understated, man. It heals for so much. But on top of, on top of that, you get the Mechanicos Burst. So what happens is when you drop Vesper Totem, it does a Mechanicos Burst of like 5,500 damage. Then you get your 3 charges out, right? And then it does all the bursts from those charges. Are we really only going to pull one thing here, guys? Really? Oh boy. Oh, I got nature locked. I'm an idiot. Here we go. Thank you. Oh, the guy put Wild Spirits down. Here we go. Ready for this damage? Oh, we got it off in time. What I want to talk about as well in this dungeon, I'm so excited that it's Sanguine week, guys. This is actually the main reason that I'm pulling Ele into this dungeon. Did you see what I just did with that mob? What you can do as an Ele Shaman is use... Oh, sorry, give me a second here. Everybody's dying. I should have used Storm Ele as well. Vesper Totem's back. It's back so often, man. It's just back so often. It's just ridiculous how much damage this does and how quickly it's back. Shift Q, this, Thunderstorm. So we use Thunderstorm to get the mobs out of Sanguine. And it's like so huge on Sanguine weeks. But I also want to talk about cooldown usage while we're running this. I'm going to do my best. You guys need to pay attention to like when I'm using my cooldown. So I'm holding Stormkeeper right now, okay? Because there's a huge pack coming up. So we're going to hold it. Ready? Here we go. We're going to do this. Oh, we got it back again. We're going to do this. We have Stormkeeper. This is when you want to use it. You don't really ever want to use Stormkeeper on like a single target. It's actually just really bad. If there's no other option but to use it on a single target, then go for it. But man, most of the time, Vesper Totem's back. Here we go. Tons of damage. Tons of damage here. Tons of damage. So you can see the Sanguines. The tanks do a good job of moving people out of Sanguine, but if they need help, this is such an amazing resource, guys. Thunder Storm is like so incredible. It's just like, it's one of the best tools you have. I don't know why I'm casting Lava Burst. Somebody help me. I'm used to the Fire Ele. Vesper Totem's almost back again. As stuff dies here, we're gonna use the oh, I'm like I'm an idiot. Sanguine. We gotta get them out of that. There we go. We're getting them out of the Sanguine. I know that looked kind of crappy, but we got them out of the Sanguine, and it meant that they didn't get healed. Because they'll just heal to full. It's ridiculous. Tanks will thank you. If you use it correctly, don't use it like an idiot, but if you use it correctly, you will get people out of Sanguine, and your tank will be like, thanks man, that's awesome. I'm actually going to use Stormkeeper here. I know that the boss is coming, but we need to do damage. We need to do damage. Look, because we use Stormkeeper, what's it on? It's at 40 seconds already. 40 seconds. Like, it'll be back in time. Oh, he's already fighting. Here we go. Storm Ele. Vesper Totem. Here we go. Here we go. We want to cast Lightning Bolt, right? Because it's just going to get the cooldown back. Lightning Bolt. We already used our guy's super ability. We're going to ignore this Lava Burst for a second. There we go. Okay. Why is he running away so far? Oh, because of the thing. There we go. That was okay. Wasn't the best, but again, our build is just better at AoE. Like, watch our AoE here in a second. Ready? They're all gonna die right here. These freaking demon hunters, man. I think we missed the last tick of the Vesper Totem there. It's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna hold Vesper Totem here. I know it's off, but this is an example of where you should hold stuff, okay? So there are times when you should hold. We're gonna get another boss like right here as soon as we get down the stairs. So it's better to hold here. This is what I'm talking about. When I talked in the last video about holding cooldowns or using cooldowns, you want to use them as much as possible until you're right before a boss. then you want to make sure you have it ready for the boss. Very important. Where's he going? He's gonna do the strategy. We're gonna get all our damage in right here. Because we're gonna do that on that. Okay, he's gonna shift in a second, so I'm holding my Storm Ellie. I'll use it as soon as he gets out of the shift. He's gonna teleport in like a second here. There it is, he's gone. We gotta wait here. I'm just gonna use Healing Surge for this ability. Then I'm gonna do Storm Ellie. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna use Flame Shock to get rid of the debuff.
I'm out of range. I require a target.
Keep staring at these guys. Vesper Totem's back. We're not getting our full use. I'm gonna use Healing Surge on this debuff once again. We're gonna use Vesper. Go here. Oh my gosh, there's so many things going on. I got stunned. It's unfortunate. Use an ability that I don't want to use. This is a wacky fight. Oh my gosh, I can't cast a single thing. Gotta look at this. Oh my gosh. It's really hard to do damage. Okay. Oh my god, I can't do anything, dude. Holy cow, this was a stupid fight. Wow. That was way harder than it should have been. Anyway. Oh. Right before we got into this boss fight, you know, we were fighting that chick. I should summon. I'll get both of them. It's fine. Stop telling me what to do, dude. Right before we got to this boss, we were holding our cooldowns because obviously you want them for the boss. But that's what you want to do in dungeons. You want to have your cooldowns up for when you're doing the boss. Okay, that hurt. You want to have your cooldowns available for every single boss, but you also want them available for as much as possible. Oh, I'm an idiot. He turtled that. That's fine. I didn't know he was going to turtle it. It's fine, it's fine. That's the strategy, right? Have your cooldowns running at all times, and also have them available for when it's boss time. Guys, we have to soak that together. Oh my gosh. Where am I going? This way. We were supposed to soak that together. I don't know what's going on with this team. These guys seem really dumb. Like, not dumb, I just mean that they just want to rush through the dungeon and I guess they feel like everything should be really simple, but it's a 9. It's not nothing. Sometimes you just gotta slow down and work with your team, you know? These guys are just kind of being impatient. Like there, I was just trying to bring that meteor in. You're supposed to soak it with everybody, and like nobody helped me soak it, so I died. So, not really helpful. Everybody's up there. I can res this guy. Do. Okay, boss time. We have all our cooldowns, obviously. Let's do this.
I can't use that item yet.
We're doing good damage here. Doing good damage. Lightning bolts are getting fast. Our LE's actually so long that we'll be able to cast Eye of the Storm again, I think. We're gonna try it. He gets a little bit of it off before he has to go. It's pretty cool. We're so slow again. That's a single target though. Not bad. Not bad at all. Considering I probably played it wrong. But that's it, right? That's really good. Get the huge burst. Even Vesper Totem did quite a bit there. Oh, wrong way. This way, this way, this way. Just wasn't looking. Yeah, so cooldowns, right? This one's kind of weird because it's just boss to boss to boss. You do the boss in the middle, and then you kill like one trash pack, and then you do another boss. Then you do like there wasn't even a trash pack here. We just go straight to another boss. So I'm gonna try and eat if I can. Nah, I won't have time. Nope, it's fine. We won't have Ellie back in time. Maybe for the second half of this fight we will. Try and avoid these if you can, guys. Help your healer. Like, look at these guys. They're just... There's the Vesper Totem healing. I didn't get hit by a single one of those beams. You just have to take a look. Pay attention. We're not going to one-phase this fight, so just focus. And help your team out by not taking any damage. We're going to heal everybody here. These are the utility that you get as a... He's going to touch this? Okay. We're just going to heal. We're going to off-heal here. They're all doing the beams. So we're going to off-heal people. This is what you get as a shaman, right? This is all the utility that we possess. Keep everybody alive. Everybody else can do the job if they want to do it. Good. There we go. You want to try and use the tools with your team to be successful. So we're using Thunderstorm to get rid of Sanguine stuff. Sure, the tank can just kite people properly, quote unquote, but he is tanking. He's doing a good job. Or kiting, sorry. He's doing a fine job trying to kite. And we're just helping. That's all we're doing. We're just helping. We do big damage when we can do big damage. We kick stuff when we can. We stun when we can. All that jazz. Just be helpful for your team. They'll love you for it. Sanguine. Let's get him out of there. Oh, they didn't go very far there. They were all casting. I'm stunned. Okay. I was like, am I locked? What am I locked in? Oh. Bad Sanguine there. Nobody moves for these things here. I am just locked and locked and locked. Let's put Vesper down. Let's get rid of this guy. As much damage as we can do. There we go. Perfect. You have a cleanse as well, right? Cleanse spirit. And when things get really dicey, you can always use your earth elemental. That's what you can do. There's so many tools. We're gonna use Storm Ellie here because we got a bit of a transition here. We're gonna hit an elevator, and we're not gonna need to use them in a minute here. Oh, I'm gonna die. Okay. Well, do we have a healer? Like, what's happening here? I don't know what's happening. Like, the healer's not doing anything. least he wasn't right there. My point of using my cooldown here is that I'll have it up for the boss. This is what I'm trying to talk about. This guy's gonna die. We're gonna heal him because I don't know what the healer's doing. We just saved that guy's life. Look at, I just healed more than that guy right there. It's just, anyway, it's fine. I don't know what's going on with the healer. Doesn't matter. I have tools to help out, so I'm gonna help out. That's what you. That's how you should think about it. Our Storm Ellie is gonna be back in time for the boss, very easily. So again, use your cooldowns when they're there, because otherwise you're just wasting them. I know I died right there, and so I got like basically no use out of it, but I wasn't planning on dying there. So the point is, you use them because you've got them. Where's he going? Can you stop? Okay. Alright, dude. I can't do anything if you're gonna keep moving. I'm gonna bounce them out of this. Bounce them out of the Sanguine. We're gonna heal people again with Ancestral Guidance. Help them out. Help your healer out. I don't know why the tank pulled so much. He didn't actually have to, but that's okay. Maybe he just hasn't done this dungeon in a little while. Lots of Sanguine being dropped again. We already used our Thunderstorm, but you know, we keep using it as much as possible. That guy's healer's dead. Okay. So healer's dead. So we can help heal this guy a little bit with our Vesper Totem. I'm getting pulled in here. What am I getting? Oh. Can we stop this from happening, or? I'm gonna get him out of this. Nope, it doesn't work. Okay. Some people can't be moved by Thunderstorm. That's okay. I'm gonna hold my Stormkeeper because we have a big AoE pack coming up. He's not rezzing. I'll just res him, I guess. Oh, we're not in combat. This is kind of an iffy situation here. This is really weird. This all went sideways. I want to use all my cooldowns here, but I mean, and maybe I should have here. I don't know. You guys can tell me what you think. But I don't think I should have. I'm going to hold them for this pack here because we want to blow this pack up. I'm going to die. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. I'm going to heal myself. Okay, it's fine. This was so messy. It's okay. This is what you get sometimes. This is the kind of dungeons you get sometimes, guys. This is good. It's good to see. It's good to see this in action. So I thought the tank had aggro there, so I blew all my stuff and hoping that he would hold threat there, but they all just kind of hit me anyway, which is fine. Maybe that was my fault. I went like a couple seconds early. That's another thing that you actually need to be careful of when you're a DPS player. Don't go too early on a pack. Tanks can't pump out 25k damage, you know, or DPS, sorry, in like a second. They just can't. So if you're gonna blow your cooldowns there and start doing 15 or 20k DPS, then you got to give them a second to grab the aggro, or else it's just not gonna work. It must have been sitting in a Sanguine pool. I don't think these guys can be moved at all, so not necessarily the tank's fault here. Okay, dude, just walk back on top of me. Don't do that in your dungeon, okay? Don't walk back on top of people. Just respect the quaking. Like I don't know what's up with these guys. They just seem like a little frustrating to play with, to be honest. But so I'm gonna back up here because I don't want to be a dick. Don't be a dick. Don't hit people with quaking. We're a little too tight here. Quaking. Oh, this is bad. Now I'm rooted. I'll be out in time for quaking. It's funny. He just used the hunt on this guy. Oh boy. Okay. So the next boss coming up. Oh, careful. Careful, careful, careful. The next boss, if you guys haven't done it, there's a very quick sort of phase 1 where you blow a bunch of cooldowns and then she's gonna spawn a clone and she's gonna go invisible and you have to find her with the light source over here. So hopefully the tank will know what he's doing. So it's interesting. I'm gonna blow my cooldowns because I want to get through that phase really quickly, but it's difficult because I'm gonna lust later as well. I think. I don't think we're gonna lust right away. We're gonna do a lot of damage here, and then there's a huge intermission period. So what I'm hoping for is that we push her here. Okay, she's pushed. Right, there we go. There she goes. There's the light source. He found her again. That's good. Tanks knows what he's doing. Am I gonna get this cast off? Yep. So we're gonna do more damage. Our cooldowns are gonna come back once we get to the intermission here, which is coming right now. He just got kicked off the edge. Good thing Demon Hunters have all the cooldowns that they need. Okay, here comes the Creeping Doom. Good. I'm just gonna go here right away. Oh, that's bad. Actually, I'm gonna run all the way over here and hope that I'm right. I'm right. I got kind of lucky there. Oh, this priest is dead. Okay. Okay, now we have our cooldowns back, right? Vesper Totem's back. We got Stormkeeper back. That's what you want to do on this fight. You want to use your cooldowns because you're going to get them back. It's such a long intermission. Don't get hit by that boomerang. You just die. It's a weird fight, but this is another example of like a fight where cooldowns are so incredibly important, you know? When you use them is obviously so incredibly important. In that particular fight, I'm going to blast at the beginning because there's like a 30-40 second intermission that we have to run around on. And so you might as well get rid of your stuff and get them on cooldown right away when you're not going to be using them. Neltharian's Lair, nice.
Thank you.
I don't know why I didn't have a keystone. I like lost my keystone somehow. Anyway, that was a really tough group, tough dungeon in general. I'm going to look at the overall damage here in a second. It obviously wasn't super great, but I didn't use cooldowns perfectly. But I just wanted to talk about a couple of things at the end of the dungeon there. We're talking about, in the last video, we talked about how to use your cooldowns. We're talking about my kick that I've got, and we're talking about our utility, right? And it's really important as a shaman. Particularly, you saw in this dungeon, it's a Sanguine week, so the priority on Thunderstorm just kind of goes right through the roof, in my opinion. This is such an incredibly good tool to use. It bounces enemies out of Sanguine. There's a couple times when I used it when it was like really, really good that I used it. It got them all out of the Sanguine, otherwise they heal to full. Sometimes I used it and it like didn't have a huge impact, but you have it on a short cooldown, 45 seconds. Keep using it in Sanguine packs. It's one of the few tools that's like this. Like druids can push, right? If they're in boomkin affinity or if they're just boomkins in general. And who else can push? I don't know if there's too many other classes that can just push. Monks can bounce people with Ring of Peace, right? So this is another one of those tools where you can push people. Death Knights can obviously grip, but it's sort of a different thing. But it's a great tool to have. You can bounce people out of Sanguine. Very, very good. Also, tons of off healing with Ancestral Guidance. I know that overall it doesn't look like we did a ton of healing, but Ancestral Guidance is my top heal because it's just like it makes for the next 10 seconds 25% of your damage and healing is converted to healing. Like it's really, really good when there's tons and tons of mobs and there's a lot of stuff happening and the healer is maybe a little bit behind. You can see the healer overall didn't even out heal our tank in that dungeon, so he was kind of just not having a great time. I don't know what he was doing, He was kind of not playing very well. So you can help to shore up some of the weakness there with Ancestral Guidance. Don't flame your healer, just help him out. Just pop this whenever it's off cooldown and help him out. This plus like a Stormkeeper into Earthquakes does a ton of healing. You can keep your group like topped up. So that's really good. Vesper Totem overall, let's look at it. That's the build that we were running. So Earthquake's always going to be our top damage there. Lightning Bolt was really high because we had Storm Elemental, and we popped them on every single boss, and we got a lot of Lightning Bolt casts off, which is really good. Vesper Totem's right here, 8% plus the Legendary, which is an additional 6.6%. So Vesper Totem with the Legendary is doing 14.6%, almost 15% of our damage, which would be our second highest damage in the entire dungeon. Not bad at all. It's very, very good. Um, it's just so great because it's such a low cooldown. It's a 1-minute cooldown, turns into a 40-second cooldown with Mechanicos because of this effusive anima accelerator, right? So it basically is always a 40-second cooldown except for bosses. It's just really strong, guys. It's really easy. You just press it and then you do more damage. You just keep pressing it. Excuse me, over and over and over again, and you just do as much damage as you can do. You get the detonation on cast with Mechanicos. You get the 3 detonations of Vesper Totem, and then with the Legendary, you get the final detonation at the very end. When 3 charges are consumed, does an additional chunk of damage. And that's what this 6.6% is. All of this Legendary right here is just this 6.6%. So it's really good. I don't think it's bad at all. Is it better than the Earthquake Legendary? Probably not. Like, I don't think it's necessarily better. But let me tell you something. The play style of having to play Echoes of the Great Sundering is a little bit kind of, in my opinion, it's a little bit frustrating playing the Echoes of the Great Sundering play style. I'm not saying it's bad. You all know I think it's fine. It's good. But it's just like, you have to Earthshock first, then you have to build up power again. You have to hope to get lucky with like Aftershock, but if you don't get lucky, then you have to build up all the power again in order to get to an Earthquake. So you have to do like a lot of planning, and there's a lot of sort of there's a little bit of a mini game going on there, which is fine. And maybe more skilled players are just better at doing it. But if you want a simple alternative, I think, to Echoes of the Great Sundering, this Vesper Totem Legendary is fine. It's just going to do a bunch of extra AoE damage for you, which is essentially what Echoes is doing. Extra AoE damage. The difference with Vesper Totem is that you throw it down and then you do your burst and it's done. It's over. And if the tank moves the mobs a little bit, you can actually move your totem and then finish your burst there. You can consume like 1 charge of Vesper, and then the tank like moves everybody over to another room, and you have to move your totem over and then finish the last 2 charges of Vesper, and then it'll do its detonation at the end. So you can like control the damage really well. Sometimes with Earthquake, it's hard. Like sometimes the tank will move, and yes, you have to be good at placing your earthquakes, but sometimes this DH tank, for example, just kept moving and kept moving and kept moving the mobs, and sometimes it's like really, really bad for an earthquake build on Elemental Shaman. So if you have dungeons like that, sometimes an easy alternative could just be Vesper Totem. Um, Obviously, I took Lightning Ellie, which is a pretty standard build, and I think it's good. I had the Wind Gust here, lots of damage from there. There's the Eye of the Storm proc that I was trying to press on cooldown. And nothing wrong with this at all. It's fine. Very good. I think I almost actually prefer Liquid Magma Totem. It's just kind of the way I like playing the game, guys. But Liquid Magma Totem, if you remember, it did 5% of our damage in another dungeon. I forget which one it was. But the point is, it did 5% of our damage, what we looked at the beginning of the video. If you compare the damage that Storm Elemental did, obviously I'm not counting for Lightning Bolt, so I understand that, but the Primal Storm Elemental Wind Gust plus the Eye of the Storm is about 4.3% of our damage, plus this here, 1.1%, so it's 5.4% of our damage was just the abilities from the Lightning Ellie. And essentially, if you didn't take the Lightning Ellie, you'd be getting a Fire Ellie, which would do his own set of damage, plus you're getting Liquid Magma Totem, right? Which is interesting. It's let me just see if I can find it. Here it is. Here's what we did. So look I got Liquid Magma Totem doing 5%, and then the Fire Ellie stuff is also here. I didn't have the Greater Ellie, so I didn't have the extra abilities. So my Fire Ellie only did this amount of damage down here. But I could do this build again where you go Liquid Magma and Prima Elementals. I was running Surge of Power with the Fire build before, so I actually would prefer that. I'm not gonna lie. I prefer to go Primal Elementalist with Liquid Magma and have a Fire Ellie instead. I'll try that maybe in the next dungeon and do a comparison. But the point is, Lightning Ellie is good. I just don't think it's like so incredibly so much better in Mythic Plus anyway, where the focus is not so much on getting lightning bolts going forever. In 9.2, when we get double legendaries and the tier set bonus, I think that if you can have a permanent lightning Ellie, then absolutely the benefits of that are very obvious. Like your cooldown on your lightning bolt would be 0. You'd just be spamming it forever. So that's kind of nuts. And that'll be even better in 9.2. But here's what that mostly what I want to look at is the Vesper Totem here. I wanted to talk about the utility. We did a lot of kicking in that dungeon. It was a chaotic, crazy dungeon. It wasn't my favorite way to play the game. Those guys were kind of a little strange, but that's what you get, the cards that you get dealt sometimes, guys, and you just have to work with it as best you can and make it work. So there's Vesper Totem there. It's doing 8 plus 6.6, so it's 14.6% of our damage. Not bad at all. Very good. If you want an easy play style, easy button to press where you just press it and do extra damage with this legendary, you get even more damage. It's very, very good. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'm going to continue doing videos. We're going to do more Shaman videos, but I'm also going to continue the Dungeon Dynamics series. I'm going to do Druid, I think, next, and then I'm going to do some Death Knight stuff as well as Survival Hunter. Those are all on the docket for the Dungeon Dynamics videos that are going to be coming. I'm going to talk about like what their utility is, why these guys, why all those different classes are special in their own right. Like what do they bring that's really quite unique um, in the scope of all the different classes. For example, with Shaman, I've talked about Thunderstorm as one of the most unique ones. The Shaman in general, our kick is the best kick in the game. That is like probably the most defining feature of Shaman is that this ranged low cooldown kick is the best in the game. So that's what I'm going to talk about when I get to some of the other videos on the other classes, and I will continue doing some experiments with the Shaman builds as well. So stay tuned for all that, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.